Tuesday to you.
Hey! Just come flying in from stage that side. It's all backwards, so I don't know. I'm going to say it was my stage left, but
It's stage
looks like I
right
point to the
too.
right. I don't know, it's backwards.
Yes.
So, how's everybody doing?
Yeah, I hope everybody's doing great. Thank you for tuning in and joining us tonight.
Well,
We've got a great show lined up. We are
Really good show.
sharing, really good show.
yeah,
We're sharing all of the local vendors.
a little bald spot in my beard.
So, okay, before we go on,
A little bit of episode tonight. Let's get
I got a text from James. Oh, a few minutes till 6.
I was getting ready to jump in the shower, and I thought, I'm just going to trim up the beard just a little bit before, And so,
Hi,
we're
George.
renovating our master bath, so I had to bring my shaver from the master bath over to the guest bath. So I brought it over, and I set it down on the countertop. Well, when I set it down on the countertop, unbeknownst to me, the guard that says how thick it cuts popped off. Plugged it in, fired it up. Oh my gosh, that went really deep right there. So then I had to try to shave everything around it really close. So I'm not getting any closer to the camera than I am right now. Zoom in if you like.
Funny text saying, "So something just happened.
Yeah.
How do I fix this?"
Yeah, I don't know how to fix it. So I gotta go over here and share this.
I don't know. You're alone on this one. I've not had that ever in my life, so
That's an
I don't know. If I did, I don't know. That'd be a little weird for me, wouldn't it?
It would be a little weird if you got a
Hi,
bald spot in your
Regina.
beard.
Yeah. So we've got George and Regina with us. If you're watching, shoot a hello so we know you're watching and joining us. We were saying before, we digressed to James's beard shaving episode, that we are sharing all of our local vendors with you tonight that we have in the shop, and we have quite a few. When Trish and I went around and made the list out, she's like, wow, we kind of have a lot, don't we? We really do. They are building and growing. So, yes, George says beards grow back.
Beards do grow back.
George has your back.
Yes. My ego may not, but my beard will.
Yes. All right. So, we've got some things coming up that I wanted to share with you before we get on to the show. If you're local, we have 2 events that are just around the corner. One is our very first boutique yard sale. So, on October 14th, there are 2 neighborhoods up the street, the north and south side, that have their neighborhood yard sale coming up. And
Whole bunch of traffic comes right past the boutique on their way to those yard sales, coming from Southern Pines, Pinehurst, all those areas.
Yes.
And the west side. And they all drive past our store to get to the yard sale. We know this because every time they do a yard sale over there, we can't get out on the street because of traffic.
And every year, we live on the west side, and every year we hear
Grumblings because we don't do a community yard sale on the west side, and people that have items they'd like to get rid of on the west side are allowed to have yard sales, but they also don't have an opportunity to participate in a yard sale.
Yes, and
So-
I know the fire station's done it a couple
Yep.
of times, but I just had somebody sign up for a table today, and she said, they haven't really been doing it much over there lately, and she is so excited to unload some of her stuff
We're gonna have some good stuff here.
at our yard sale. So
Yeah.
we do have a couple of tables left.
We're putting 10 tables out, we think. I got 10 tables reserved. I'm
Reserved.
renting 10 tables. And we've got, I think, almost 7. I think we got 7 booked.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got 3 left. A couple people might be coming and putting out a couple things that aren't really tables, displays, whatever.
That's fine.
But we're going to try to get as many people out here as we can. We want to make this an attraction. We're starting it kind of small this year to see what kind of interest we have. But we both really think it's going to take off. And next year, you're all going to be fighting over those 10 tables. So we'll probably go 16.
We'll probably have to expand.
Yeah.
But that's great.
Oh, yeah.
The boutique has a few things that we're going to yard sale
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
So even
But
if you're not participating,
Friday we're cleaning up
stop
around
by.
here, and if it's not tied down, yeah, Ashley, just say, you might want to tie yourself to your chair on Friday. We'll be making a pile.
So we've got that coming up. We also have a workshop coming up. One of the items that we're going to be featuring tonight is our fusion paint, and we have a fusion paint workshop coming up
There's a special guest artist in house.
on
Okay, it's me. I'm not special.
October 19th. It will be an evening paint and sip event.
Yeah.
So space is limited. There will be a sign up.
12 people? We're limiting it to 12?
We said 15 is a max.
15 is max, okay.
Just because of space
Yep.
and making sure that we can, Trish and I can attend to each of you.
Yeah, and have the right amount of product and
Yes.
all that out.
And
So-
make sure that we've got, proper amount of wine and some nice nibbles. But all of those details are going out in a newsletter tomorrow morning.
Husbands
if
can
you're
hang
on-
with me in the parking lot. We'll be drinking some beers.
If you're on
IPAs.
our newsletter list, look out for that. And to sign up, just stop by the boutique and Trish will sign you up with your registration fee, and or you can give us a call.
We get a
And we'll
lot of
do a phone.
people, I think the Fusion paint is probably one of our best selling items in the boutique. People come in every day looking for the paint, and it's a great product. And that's why people keep coming back, and they do one little project and they're like, I can do something bigger, I can do something big. And they start with, doing a little kid's toy or a lamp or something, and next they're back painting their entire bedroom set. So people love the paint, people love the product, but it's a learning curve to put it on a little bit. You just got to figure it out.
So since we're on the topic, that's actually the first item that we're sharing tonight. So let's go ahead and roll this video.
A great local vendor that we have provides us with a beautiful line of paint, and that is Fusion Paint. Fusion Paint is a mineral-based paint that comes in an array of colors, varying from various whites down to variations of grays, blacks, and all the colors in between. If you have a project, we have the color for it. We have them available in 500 milliliter tubs as well as 37 milliliter little jars, little 1 ounce jars, in case you're doing a small project or just want to test a color to see if you like it. We also have available to us all of the accessories, from the clear coats to the primers if a primer is needed, a grip coat if that is needed, as well as brush soap. We have various brushes and sizes available, and sponges as well. So a line that I am very impressed with. I've used Fusion Paint a multitude of times. We were actually at a dinner party earlier in this week, and my friend used Fusion Paint for her dining table. She used it for her bathroom cabinets, her bathroom mirrors. I know other clients that have used the Fusion Paint as well and are very impressed. So easy to use, so easy that even James can use it.
All right, so I am in love with this product.
We're not going to worry about that beeping sound.
Who beat?
Who beeped?
That would be the computer telling us that the video's over and we're live again.
Oh. Okay.
Nice.
So before we continue on, we have special people watching tonight, and that would be my mom and my stepdad. They are tuning in. They just had a wonderful anniversary dinner. So happy anniversary to you guys, and I'm glad you had a great dinner. So also, in a time and age when we think that customer service is like rare, they were out to dinner, and the restaurant they were at knew that it was their anniversary and gave them a complimentary bottle of champagne to celebrate
Nice.
20 years of marriage. So my hat off to you, Bonefish Grill. Not a sponsor, just impressed.
But if you'd like to be a sponsor, I like
Okay.
that bang bang trick.
All right, so Fusion Paint, one of my favorite products to use. I've used this many times, and I love the way it lays. It's a mineral paint. It is a water-based paint, so it's really easy to clean up. To show you, I'm stumbling on my words tonight. To show you how easy it is to use, I've asked James to be a guinea pig. James,
Yep.
have you ever used Fusion Paint before?
I swear. On my honor. I've never used Fusion Paint before. Actually, I've never used any mineral paint before. I'm kind of a latex oil-based kind of guy. I've never used milk paint, mineral paint. There's all kinds of different kind of paints out there. But I've never used them. So now I have seen it being used here in the shop. Jen has painted a few pieces in our house, a few pieces for clients. And I've always admired how it came out, but I had not myself painted anything.
Yes. So James had picked up a couple of tables from
Very
a
good.
yard sale, and so he has prepped one. Now, James,
Yes.
honestly, how long did it take you to prep this piece?
Okay, so the first thing I did is I used this Fusion Mineral Paint Prep It Beautiful TSP alternative. And you just a couple capfuls in 3 cups of water. Made a little bowl full of the solution, and then I dipped a rag in it and I washed it down. And the idea was to get any kind of oil or residue or just junk, dust and stuff off the piece. After you do that, then I went ahead and I sanded it. And I sanded this with a, I meant to do it with a 220 grit, but I couldn't find it, so I used 180, a little rougher, but it actually turned out very nice. So I used a 180 grit on this, and then I washed it again with this Fusion TSP alternative. And and I took the drawer out, the drawer goes at the other end, I took the drawer out and took the hardware off. I might have 20 minutes in it so far.
Okay. So with a piece like that, if there
Oh, and I
is,
hand sanded the legs,
okay,
because the palm sander, I could do the top of it, and I did the sides of it, the flat areas, and I did the 4 sides of all the legs, but I couldn't do all this little detail here with the palm sander, so I did take the disc off the palm sander, and that's all been hand sanded, and that still was less than 20 minutes to do all this.
okay. So here's the thing, you don't need a palm sander. You can just use just a sanding block. You don't need to sand it all if there's not a glossy sheen
I
on
actually
the
sanded
piece.
it more than it probably needs, like I took the
Yes,
finish off.
you don't need to do that.
This one corner, it didn't come together very nice, so that's why I just sanded it down until it came together nice. A little
Yes.
bit better there.
So in the workshop, we'll talk a little bit more about this. Really, the idea is just to rough it up. There's also a grip product that you can use instead of sanding.
I had a pretty good grip on it.
Yeah, I think you had a pretty good grip on it. Seriously, our phone is ringing at the shop, and it's after 8 o'clock.
I think, folks,
Who is
it's
calling
8:12,
us
so
after 8 o'clock?
if you could call us tomorrow about those warranties on our cars instead of tonight, that'd be great.
Or how they can loan us money. We get
Oh, yeah.
a lot. We get about 12 calls a day.
A day,
on those.
people trying to loan us money.
Yes.
Yeah. And somebody called me the other day and asked me if I'd like assistance paying for my burial plot. Like, what? I didn't think that was very nice at all.
All right, so Trish and I picked a color for James, and on camera it's showing a little darker than it is in the bottle. We picked this, oh, this isn't the right color, that's why.
It's this
This is it. We picked, I was like, that's too dark. We picked this color, which is French eggshell.
It's very pale. It's a very nice color.
It's a gray-green, so if any of you are familiar with the Sherwin-Williams sea salt color, that's a very popular color. This is very similar to that. So that's the color that Trish and I picked for James to use tonight. And we're gonna give James a couple of tips to get him started, and he's gonna work on this piece while we get on with the rest of the show. So here you go, James.
Thank you.
Now, I've given James 2 brush sizes, a small and a medium-sized brush. I figured the small would be good for the legs, the medium-sized brush would be good for all the other flat surfaces. So James, what you're gonna do is pick a flat surface to start on.
Okay, should I start on the top?
Sure.
Okay, I wiped it down just right now with my
Okay.
handy dandy rag. I just make sure any other dust that might have settled on it, I got that off.
Yes.
I have shooken the paint.
Okay.
It is well shooken.
If this is a new jar, if you've got a little container to pour some into, that's advised because it keeps the rest of your container clean. We don't, so
I came on
he's
prepared. I have no
going
small
to just
container.
go straight from the jar, and that's fine too.
Do you
Because
see
he
what it
knows
says on the lid?
what
It says paint is good for the soul.
it is.
Well, we'll see how my soul feels tonight.
So, what you're going to do is dip your brush about halfway, and then you're going to scrape off.
Can they see halfway in the, where's my can?
There you go.
Up here?
Yep.
Okay. So
Dip your brush about halfway, then
halfway in?
wipe both sides off.
Both sides up.
Because the whole idea is less is more.
Okay.
You're going to brush it on and cover the whole surface. Your,
Ooh, that's going on very nice.
your final strokes, you'll go all in one direction.
Okay, so
So
right now,
as you're applying it, you're okay to go in different directions, but your final strokes, you'll want to go from one side to the other.
so right now I'm just getting material on the piece.
Correct.
Wow,
And
it's
again,
dark. as this piece is.
Yes.
I'm just saying, that's covering incredibly, actually,
Yes.
we're gonna check this out. Look at this.
So here's the thing.
Can they see that on camera? I'm putting it on, now if this was a regular old latex paint, I would have to like drip it on
Yes.
heavy to make it cover this well.
Okay, and I'm glad you said that, James, because there's a point here that you need to learn.
Oh, well, there's probably a lot of points I need to
Less
make.
is more.
Let-
All right? So
Okay.
you want to put thin coats on. You don't want to pile on the paint. If the material is showing through in your first coat, that's okay.
If the, okay.
Because your second coat will be full coverage with this color on that color of piece.
Wow, that's impressive, because
Yes.
this is a very dark piece.
If you use one of the light colors of the fusion paint, if you use a light color on something that dark, you'll probably have to do 3 coats.
Okay.
Okay?
If I use, I'm sorry, say that again, I was
If you use a
being
white,
close to my work.
if you use a white color, like one of the whites on a piece that's this dark,
Yeah,
you'll probably need to do 3 light coats.
okay.
For
But
full
this
coverage.
piece you think I'm gonna
But
get this
with
done in 2
this
coats?
piece with that color, you would get it done in 2 coats. You want to give about 45 minutes between each coat, so James might not be able to do his second coat tonight.
James is gonna do 1 coat tonight, he's thinking.
Yes. So we're going to let him be and continue working. And we're going to move on to our next local vendor. And that's one that I know you all love, and that is...
Hey, if I was Chip and Joanna Gaines right now,
Yeah,
there'd probably be about 18 people off stage jumping in and doing all the work for me.
probably.
Well, I had a foot massage, and then we'd come back live and be like, look, I'm done.
Probably, but we're not Chip and Joanna.
Oh, okay.
So let's move on.
Yeah, nobody's out from the foot massage either.
So let's jump to one of our favorites, Michelle Barrett and her cards.
A hot item at the boutique is definitely Michelle Barrett's cards. Michelle Barrett is also right here in West End, and she makes these beautiful gift cards with holiday. This one says boo with the little gnome on the face. We've got happy birthday, fall looking cards, congratulations for wedding, beautiful little baby cards, child birthday cards, get well soons. Her cards are so beautiful. Anyone who thumbs through them, we always keep them near the front checkout counter, and anyone that thumbs through them always talks about how beautifully done these cards are. They are blank on the interior, so some have get well soon, happy birthday, congratulations. Some just have pretty pictures on them, so it can be a general card. And then on the interior, you can write a nice personal message to the person you're sending the card to, whether it just be a little, hello, I'm thinking about you, or if it's paired with a gift. Michelle's cards are a must pick up to add to your gift.
All right. So Michelle does great work. She has beautiful cards. She has seasonal. I'm going to take it out of the sleeve because there's a reflection with the light. So she does cute little seasonal cards. That one's for, obviously, for Halloween with its little boo. She does some blank ones where it can be for anything. You could write a little thank you note in that. You could write a little I'm thinking of you. Look how pretty these are. She does such a nice job. On the back side, she has stamped, handmade by Michelle Barrett. Michelle lives over on the west side. Super sweet person. I always enjoy visiting with her when she stops in. This is another great kind of fall themed happy birthday. Of course I love this one because it has a bird on it, and look at his cute little face. You know me with birds, I just have a thing about them. So cute. But yeah, she has a great variety of cards. They're
Very
usually
creative.
very creative. We usually keep a box of her cards up by the checkout counter, so as you're purchasing your gifts, we have a lot of people coming into the boutique to purchase gifts, and they usually pick up one of Michelle's cards to pair with it.
Actually, they usually pick up 1 gift and 4 cards.
True.
That's how they seem to do it. It's like, oh, this is a great gift for whatever I'm going to today, but I want to send some of these cards. Wow, this paint is really impressive. The coverage. I'm sorry.
Now you see why I love it?
Yeah, I do see, actually, because I've painted a lot of stuff before, trim work, like especially in houses we're doing renovations and stuff. And I tell you what, one of the reasons that I love our crowd, our audience here, is because we got people watching that are smarter than us. Like George said, hey, if you painted the side that's facing the camera, we can see what kind of coverage you're talking about. So George, good idea. And I don't even know if I'm on camera right now. For all I know, Ashton's over there not even paying attention to me. I don't know. But I'm just over here chatting away.
Doing your thing.
I'm painting the end of it.
All
Look
right.
at that. Okay, so can you see that? That is one coat right there. Look at the coverage, the difference between the dark and the light.
You're putting nice thin coats on. Okay, I'm going to show you something. See how you can see your brush strokes right here?
Yeah.
You want to take your brush, and you've got some dripping right here.
Oh,
Yeah, you've got a little too much material on there.
that'll work itself out.
Nope. You need to take your brush and go in one direction. Drag your brush in one direction. You'll thank me later.
I remember when Ashton used to like that card.
One direction.
Oh gosh.
Way to
You're
embarrass her,
exposing me
James.
right now.
Right here, you've got some paint dripping there. There you go. So, the reason I had him fix that was because when that dries and he goes to do his second thin layer, because James, you're putting it on a little heavy. You probably
I'm
go a
used
little,
to latex.
yeah.
I'm not
you
used
need
to
to
this.
go a little lighter than that.
Okay, I'm thinning it. I'm going all the way around the leg with just this much paint.
Yeah.
I'll spread it. Wow, this is really like I'm sorry. Sounds a bit like a broken record. I know,
Yeah.
but
But if you're
the coverage
mindful,
I'm getting with I'm not looking like I've used any paint yet.
I know. Yeah, a little goes a long way. That jar that he has can probably paint 6, 7 of those tables. It goes a long way.
We do have 2 of these tables. Just if you want to.
Yeah. So these tables will be available in the upcycle room once they're all completed. So the idea is if you do a thin layer and then do your second coat a nice thin layer, if you do what I say about doing that one direction brush stroke, nice and long from one side to the next as your finishing strokes, you won't have any brush stroking.
That is really.
So
Pretty amazing.
I'll teach some more tips on this because there's quite a few like little tips and tricks that you can do with this paint, and I'll cover all of that in the workshop. But
She literally said to me, she said, we need to make this, just so people understand how easy it is. Like, any dummy can do it. And then she said, are you free to come on the show tonight?
I did not. He added that, but that's how he feels, and okay. Hi,
I
Trish.
was really not looking forward to painting these legs because, well, that's the worst part. That's the hardest part of painting on furniture, I think.
Okay.
Because all the detail,
Uh-huh.
these are going so nice.
Good. All right, James, we're going to keep rolling because we need to get moving on the show.
I understand.
But
All
our
over.
our next artisan that we're going to share is Madeline Arion, and Madeline would have loved to have been on the show tonight. However, she is due to have a baby this past Sunday. So she is at home resting, which is where she should be right now, and we will be happy to have her on when she's able. Right now she needs to be mama. So we've shared her work before, and well, let's get to this video to tell you a little more about Madeline.
One of our newest local vendors that we've added into the shop, we've mentioned a couple times now on the show, is Madeline Arion. She does beautiful oil paint work as well as some works that she does, original work on coasters. And just the coasters alone, these start as white ceramic pieces. She paints them with acrylic paint, and then she uses a heat gun and blows across that paint, and it gives each of the coasters kind of a laced effect, particularly with the white paint. Then she coats them, flips them on the back, cleans them up, and adds this nice cork backing to them, making each coaster a beautiful work of art. Each coaster in the set is uniquely different from the other because they're all hand done. We've seen a lot of similar things like this at market, yes, at a lower price point, but they're not hand done, and that's very evident. They're nowhere near as nice looking as these. They make great gifts. She also has this beautiful collection of oil paints that have been mounted in framed work with a nice matte eggshell crackle finish on the frame itself, as well as the background. Just beautiful, beautiful pieces. A little bit about Madeline. She is from the area. She is originally from Moore County. And in 2016, Madeline was inducted into the National Art Society. So quite an accomplishment. Beautiful person inside and out. I would strongly recommend coming in and taking a look at her pieces in person, just the detail that they have, their beautiful simplicity of them. And I love the earthy neutral colors of each of this collection. She does other things as well, more in the modern realm, but brought these in as kind of a nice neutral to add to your space. As I like the use of her positive negative space that she has with the ceramic pieces that she's painted against that eggshell matte finish. I really think they are lovely, simple, beautiful, and perfect for any space. Definitely want to come check Madeline's work out in person.
This is one of Madeline's pieces that I have not shared on the show with you, I don't think. I think I've shared some of her other smaller pieces that have the little easel arm on the back. This one is wall hung, and I'm not going to put this near James because I don't want it to splatter.
What?
I don't want him to splatter on there. But each are signed by Madeline, and again, this piece is oil. The urns are painted with oils, and it is set to an eggshell crackle finish on the frame as well as the background. Really, really pretty pieces in a variety of different sizes and different price points. She also has these beautiful coasters. Each are hand painted on white ceramic with acrylic. She then takes a heat gun and blows across with the heat gun, and that's what creates that lacing that you see in the white paint. And then she coats it, flips it over, scrapes the back clean because of all the dripping of all the product. She scrapes that clean and then adheres the cork on the bottom. So lots of time put into those. Each one is unique. We did have them in natural colors, but those sold. Congratulations, Madeline. Those sold, and they are in someone's home now. But these make a great conversation piece as well as a great gift. So, we have, oh, I forgot to turn this on. I was going to do that before the show. That's better. We have a special guest in the house, and that is Randy Plowman. Come on down.
Yeah, you talked about it being your parents' anniversary.
Yes.
He's their favorite guest.
Yes, you are.
They've said that before.
Yes, they have said before that
They
you
always
make
like
a
the
great
show better when you're
guest.
on it.
That's cool. I appreciate that.
I'm going to have you slide this way a little bit. I don't smell bad, I promise.
I might though.
I don't. So, yep, you were just stepped out of camera a little bit.
Yeah.
So, Randy,
Mm-hmm.
tell us a little bit about what you do for the new viewers.
I make things out of wood, coasters, charcuterie boards, cutting boards. New items are whiskey smokers. I've just come out with those not too long ago.
I've got one. They're a lot of fun.
And one of the things I've recently made is the jack-o'-lantern.
Isn't he cute? So I'm gonna keep the little candle in there so you can see him. He has a bunch of different faces that you've done.
Which you're showing now.
Yes.
That's cool how that's synced up.
That worked out perfectly.
You just cannot use a real candle with them. You will burn your house down. So have to use caution. But yeah,
Yes.
they're neat. They're should last a long time.
Super, super cute. Just raw like they are, or even cute to pick up and have your kids paint them if you want.
Yeah.
I think they're adorable. I like them a lot.
There's a set of 4 or 5 of them sitting on one of the tables in the boutique the other day, and I walked in, and I didn't know we had them. You know, stuff shows up, and I don't know we have it. And I thought, those are awesome. They really do make us a statement when you look at them. It's something cool.
Yeah.
Is that one of them, Oogie Boogie?
Yes.
I love it.
Who's
Oogie
Oogie
Boogie.
Boogie?
One of them is the Oogity Boogity from
Nightmare
Nightmare Before Christmas.
No.
One of the ghosts.
Okay.
We're not going.
It's not the one we have in the corner, is it? No, it must be one you've seen now.
Yes,
Yeah,
yeah,
the
it was on the video.
Okay.
So you also, one of the new items that you've brought into the boutique is your paper plate holder.
Mm-hmm. Where is it at?
And I don't have it up here tonight.
Okay. I've got the kit
Is
back.
there one in that
yeah.
box?
No.
Okay.
I've got the kit.
He has the kit. So coming up, a workshop in November, we're actually going to be painting with Fusion Paint one of the paper plate holder kits. And so he's going to assemble one really quick so we can show you. We've got finished ones available in the boutique. Really nice, but if you want to do one custom yourself, sign up for the workshop that will be coming in November.
You hang it on the wall, and then you put your paper plates in there at grandma's house, mama's house. You come over, everybody comes over for lunch or dinner, and especially with the holidays coming, you'll know where the paper plates are. You're
Right.
not looking for them.
Right, super cute, I think, and they won't fall apart like that. I just made them assemble it on the fly.
You glue it together so it doesn't fall apart. Yeah, but I have a couple at the house that are drying, and so they'll be in the boutique hopefully by the end of the week. And the kits, did you mention the workshop for that?
Yes,
Okay. We're going to have a few of those available. They'll be pre-sealed with a sanding sealer or a shellac, something, so that way the paint doesn't make a mess once you start trying to paint it.
yes. So, and that's another opportunity to use the Fusion Paint because we'll be using that on these. And you can personalize it however you want. I thought they would be great. You know, Randy said, you know, when you're having a big party over and you need the paper plates out, they're awesome. I thought camping too, what a great thing to hang up in the camper.
A cookout hanging on the
Yeah, yeah.
tree. Yeah.
Super simple, but really easy to use and very useful to have. You can personalize it if you want. You can, you know, paint on "Let's Go Camping" or "Mama's House"
Or actually, one lady I've actually given one to have her do a test on it. I asked her to have all her grandchildren sign it.
Oh,
So I
cool!
thought that'd be a neat idea.
Yeah.
So that way, grandma or mom has all the little signatures, and it's theirs. You know.
Yeah.
It's
I
part
like
of their art.
that.
Yeah.
I like that a lot. So let's talk about your new gift items. So here's the thing. Friday, we meet up here for breakfast every Friday. Well, who happens to roll upstairs, unfortunately too late for breakfast,
That's okay. I already eaten.
but he joined our Friday meeting and we got to talking a little bit about Christmas and gifting, and we kind of brainstormed on the fly this gift box idea, and Randy ran with it over the weekend, and poof, we have a box set.
If I have direction, I can usually do something.
Yes. So when I say like poof, we have a box set, I mean, look what this man has done. He's created a box. This says Lake Almond.
Sorry, it's my drawer. I'm looking for it. Everything done, I couldn't find the drawer. I got a big hole in the side of my. Oh, I see a paint run.
James is catching all of his paint runs
Yes.
and learning that less is more
Well,
with the Fusion paint.
I've got like a room full of critics over here, so I don't catch these paint runs. Somebody's gonna point it out.
Uh-huh.
It's just the female supervisors.
Uh-huh.
I'm not picking on you. 'Cause
No, I know, I appreciate
He
that.
sees them though.
I never have any
He's just
support.
staying quiet.
Oh yeah, he's acknowledging the runs, he's just not talking about them.
So he's crafted, for those of you that are here local, we've got this gift box saying Lake Almond with the outline of the lake. And inside the box set, he has used his handy skills and has etched the lake on these tumblers saying Lake Almond. There's also a Lake Almond cork coaster inside, and a Lake Almond smoker, and then we've got in this box oak shavings. So I'm going to hold this. Can you kind of demonstrate how to use that?
You chill your glass. Now these are instructions that I was given because I don't drink. I don't drink whiskey, never have.
That's what he says on. Oh my gosh!
This happened to be here for
James,
I set fire to a plant.
the last time he had that, he set fire to a plastic plant.
And look at that, I got a scar. It started dripping on my arm.
Walked
And I'm like,
away
I had to get it off
with
real
the
quick.
torch.
That hurt. It's still sitting under the counter here. Can't believe they did not hide that on me.
Yeah.
I'm still bringing plastic stuck
There
to the
is
floor.
still plastic on this floor.
James
Character.
isn't allowed to play with fire in the studio anymore.
Well, I almost brought my little torch,
Okay.
but it's okay.
We'll just talk about it. It's safer that
Okay, you
way.
chill your glass, and you place your ice in the glass, and then you place the smoker on top. Then you take the shavings, and
Here, I'll open
we'll
this.
just demonstrate this.
So inside this little container are oak shavings.
I might have whiskey, a glass, and some fire in the next room, I'm just saying.
Yeah,
Um,
we're just gonna talk about
take a
it.
little bit of the shavings and put it in the center hole.
Mm-hmm.
It's got a screen in there so it doesn't fall through. Then you take a small torch and a butane torch, and it will force the smoke down into the glass. I think they had a video on there earlier of that.
Yes.
And what that does is the smoke will adhere to the ice and the chilled glass. And give that, I was told, approximately 2 minutes. Then you remove the smoker and you swish the glass and let the smoke dissipate out. Once the smoke dissipates, you pour in your drink. And the flavor will infuse into the drink from the chips. Now, the same guy that gave me those instructions stated that he has put a little bit of vanilla flavoring on top of the shavings before he torched it, and as well as honey. And he said that made it just zinged.
Zinged.
Zinged, I guess, for lack of better words. But he said it enhanced it greatly.
That sounds like a great idea. I'm gonna try that tonight, actually.
Try it, let me know how it works.
I will.
I'll film it.
And I'm sorry. Okay, I'm not being funny here.
I'll film it.
Believe it
We'll
or
see
not,
if
James
James
is
sets
having
our
a serious
kitchen on
moment.
fire.
I'm sorry, it's painting. Did you say you put the ice in first
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
and then smoked the glass in the ice?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I'll be honest.
Before the drink.
When I did it on the show, I
Mhm.
put the drink in and then I smoked the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I think what happened is the smoke just adhered to the top of the drink. So that first little I took, it was smoky and the rest of the drink was not.
He
So,
said you have to swirl it.
okay,
Yeah, it just, well, you kind of swirl it so it dissipates.
Yeah.
And it sticks to everything cold.
gotcha.
That's the theory behind it. It adheres to the cold
But I'm
glass.
always happy to do market research and I'll write a report.
That'll work. But this set will come with the chips, 2 glasses and 2 coasters with instructions. So that way, you know, if you're giving it as a gift to a new couple or even to, you know, some friends or something, they'll have an idea of what to do. I do not supply the little butane torches, but they are,
That you have to get on your own.
yeah, locally Bernie's Hardware does have them for like $5-6. They're cheap. But yeah. that's it.
Come this way. There you go.
Not used to being in front
I
of cameras.
So,
It's a
And
very grown-up gift to give somebody.
it is.
Yeah.
Like it's a
and
refined, classy,
Yeah.
grown-up gift to give somebody. So sometimes you got somebody in, you know how you always got that one guy on your list and you can't shop for him because they already got everything?
This
This
is
would be a
it.
great gift for him.
Now, Randy, you've shown me some of the glasses that you've done with the American flag on it.
Mhm.
That would be kind of a cool one too. We've got
Yes.
a lot of military folks.
I have
that
not
come
tried
shop.
the military seals
Mhm.
on that, like the Army Navy seals yet.
Yeah,
But I can.
the
I
American
can try.
flag.
I know I've done those on coasters. I have done the American flag on the glass.
Mhm.
It's just with the glass, I have to run a few tests before I get it right.
Maybe the American flag, we're brainstorming on camera
Yeah.
here, we're brainstorming live. American flag on the glasses and maybe the seal on the gift box and the smoker, maybe?
I don't see
Maybe?
why not.
Did we show the Lake Almond, do you have the Lake Almond coasters in there?
Yes.
Yes.
Mhm.
The
Yeah,
cedar-
I
Okay.
showed those.
I have the cedar coasters
There's,
over there.
yeah, there's cedar ones too. Actually, I was walking around the boutique today and I saw a set of those that I hadn't seen before and they're really, that's him.
Yep.
No,
This
that's,
is Life is Better at the Lake.
Yeah, really well done.
Yeah.
And there's other ones that say Lake
Yep.
Almond on them, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I saw those,
I don't
I,
have those with me.
so much stuff comes into the boutique that I don't even know came in and I see it when I walk around over there.
So if you don't want to gift the whole thing with the glasses and all of that, he does have the smokers available with the chips. This one has cherry wood chips, wood shavings in it.
And here is the my pretty little coaster box.
Yes.
And this is how they come packaged with, got to get back in the camera.
Yeah.
Little thank you card on top, and then I'll let you show it.
Yep.
Because I'm probably going to drop it.
That's all right. I'm going to take one out. So this is the Lake Almond coaster. And Randy, I've got to say, you've gotten really, really, really good with your finishes.
It just practice. It takes time.
That finish is crazy.
It is.
Yeah.
And on the back side, that's something new that you've added to the coasters recently are the little cork
Feats.
beats. to so when it sits on your table, and then each one has the Rusty Flowers Wooden Wonders logo on it.
Mm-hmm.
So
Everything-
nicely done. He's done an awesome job making these box sets beautiful. They're giftable just the way they are.
That's part of the point. That's part of the idea. And one of the goals is if you see a box with this logo on it, I want you to smile a little bit when you see it. Because you know something inside that box is really nice. And if it's coming to you as a gift, I want you to smile, really. Because that's my goal. And part of my slogan is creating things that make you smile, and it says it right there on the box. It's blurry and I'm terrible with the camera.
That's all right.
But that's the goal behind the whole thing, is to get a smile.
Yeah. And when he brings new stuff by the shop, what are the two things that I always do?
All right. We'll be sitting talking and Jim will be doing this the whole time.
And what else do I do?
Whether you
I
smell it.
Yeah, because they feel so nice, and I love the smell of wood, and I always sniff what he drops off. It's
Oh,
so
Lord.
weird.
Part of my goal is to have you want to touch it. Because I've seen items made from wood that are really rough, that feel like they haven't been sanded. Yes, they've got a polyurethane coat on them or something, and you can tell that, but it's not smooth, it's not nice. I want you to be able to touch it. I want you to touch it, and I want you to enjoy the feel. I want you to enjoy looking at it. And if you're giving it as a gift, I want you to know that it's a quality product that you're giving. So,
And
that's
they
right.
are. and you succeed at that very well.
I try real
James
hard.
and I have said repeatedly that we've been in shops that have someone else's product, and we always pick them up and feel them, and every single time we look at each other and say, not as nice as Randy's.
Well, I appreciate that, and that's part of what I'm trying for.
Great.
Because whenever I go to buy something, I touch it.
Yeah.
And if I don't like the way it feels, I'm not going to be happy. If I have to make the purchase, I would rather have something that feels good.
Right. Because when you feel it and it feels nice and there's a nice weight to it, you know it's a nice quality piece. Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Speaking of nice quality piece, can we pan across this paint job?
Sure. So this is coat number 1 for James.
And look at this. I had to get a lot of, do you see that?
Yeah.
All the front of it detailed. Now, this is actually a plastic piece. It's made to look like wood, like carved wood, but it never was.
But this paints over.
Sticks right to it. And this could be the one thing I'm most impressed by. This jug, 500 milliliters. Can they see this?
Yes. 500
500 milliliters. Okay. You see the shape of this bottle? I'm not down to there yet. So I went from there to, I'm not down to where the bottle
And
kind of folds.
honestly, you used a little more than you should have.
Yeah, I probably put it on a little bit. Look at that. I mean,
Yeah, you barely used it.
actually, I don't know. Can they see that?
Yeah.
Up a little higher. Yeah, there you go. There you go.
So, yeah, I mean, if you would open this lid, you would think that was a full thing of paint. You wouldn't know it needs to come out of it. And I put a full, and I've been told many times, too heavy coat of paint on this. But it is drying beautifully. The top of it here where I started is actually dry to the touch. We have to wait 45 minutes to put a second coat on. Do you sand between coats?
No,
Okay.
you do not.
So the first coat, well, I mean, half an hour did it take me?
Maybe.
Maybe half an hour? And there was a lot of tomfoolery going around.
Yes.
I believe there was a propane torch come out and
Yes.
some other things happened. But half an hour I've gotten it. So 20 minutes to prep, half an hour to paint. It's going to take me another half hour to do my second coat and then to put the hardware on. So I'm going to have the total time an hour and 20 minutes in this table. I've got another one out of the shop, so I'm going to have a total of 2 hours and 40 minutes. I mean, this is less than a Saturday afternoon.
Yes.
You can get up, have breakfast, paint 2 tables, and
They could be
you'd be done by
room ready.
lunchtime, and they'd be done.
They'd be room ready.
And I will tell you, if you're using latex or oil-based paint, that ain't happening. And Randy and I were having this conversation earlier about latex paint and how if you painted this with latex paint, you would come back here 3 days later, set something on there, and it'd still be a little sticky. It doesn't cure out right away. It takes a while for it to cure out, and you never really get. And tell me how durable this finish is.
Extremely durable, and it can be used outdoors.
Where were we the other day and somebody set a wet drink down on?
At Kissinger's.
Yeah, so we
For
were at
dinner.
friends for dinner, and they had painted their dining room table with this paint. They got it from us.
Yes.
They painted their dining, it was a black, and they had made a farm table, painted it with this, 2 coats, I think he said, on the top, and it
Yep.
had like a distressed look to it.
Yes.
Really pretty table. And we were sitting there having dinner, and I mean, everybody was putting their drink right, we were having ice water, and you know, ice water sweats in a big heavy glass. And everybody's putting it right on the table. There's no coasters or anything. I don't know. And they didn't care because they've been treating that table like that for 4 years now,
Yes.
3 years now, and it's never given them any trouble at all.
On the website today, I was looking, and somebody painted a design up their sidewalk with the paint. So it can be used on the exterior as well.
I was at a house the other day where they painted their front porch with a stencil.
Yeah.
Cool looking.
Yes.
But so you could use this outdoors?
Yes.
Wow.
Mhm.
Okay. So
All
I'm
right,
learning all
so-
kinds of things. I really, like I say, there's a lot of products in the shop, and I'm not as involved in the shop as Janice.
Yes.
A lot of products over there. I don't know what we have all the time, so I'm learning.
All right. We still have 5 more vendors to get to.
Wow, let's do it.
Yes. So we need to roll, but let's get to one. This is actually the very first local vendor that I brought into the boutique.
Yeah.
Here you go.
We have to talk about Amy Smith if we're talking about local vendors within the shop, because Amy is my very first consigned artist that we've taken into the boutique. Amy joined us actually in the very beginnings when we were in the tile building on the 2nd floor, and she's been with us since. Amy's also a dear friend, and so I'm happy to have her pieces here. Her pieces also speak to me because I love the texture, I love the pattern, and I love her happy color. Her pieces make me happy. They make me smile because of the bright colors and texture. This particular piece is interesting because of all the different layers. It's something that you really want to see in person, so I do recommend stopping by the shop if you're local and take a peek at her pieces. They're very distinctive. I've seen her pieces around town. I was actually at an urgent care clinic and recognized one of her pieces, looked in the corner, and lo and behold, it was one of Amy's pieces. So this particular one is done on board, which is interesting to me. All of her pieces are wired to hang. Some are on canvas, some are on board. Her technique is very interesting to me as well. She's done a few paints here at the shop where you can see from start to finish a piece, and she starts with scribbles, and she says it's a prayer, and she scribbles onto her surface, onto her canvas or board, and then she starts layering paints and layering collage and different papers and different stamps to the piece until the piece tells her, I'm done. As an artist, you know when you're looking at a piece when it's enough. If you go too far, it's too much and it takes away, so you know. And Amy has a great eye for that. She does know. She has pieces here in different sizes, different price ranges. She also does commission work as well, where she'll come into your home, she'll talk to you about the different patterns and colors that you're wanting to bring out. She'll do mock-ups with you, and she does great custom work for you. Definitely something to look into. If you're interested in that, give us a shout here at the shop and we'll be happy to share her information. So this and many other pieces are worth taking a peek at for Amy Smith at the boutique.
So Amy is a dear friend and also a very talented artist. As I said in the video, she also does commission work. She is doing some work or has had a conversation with one of my clients. Yes, she has beautiful pieces. This is one that I just love. I love the depth of it. It's just a little guy, nice little piece of hers, but a lot of detail and work has gone into this, and I don't know if you can see the depth of the paint. You just have to see them in person. I've got two of her pieces hanging up behind me tonight. This is one that I featured in the video. Those corner shots that you saw during the video, those are true color. For some reason, we tried a different setting on the videos and it just didn't quite work out so well this week. So color is a little off. I know it's not as clear, but those little corner shots and pan shots that we did of her pieces, those are true to color because the color, the movement, all the texture, that's every single one of her pieces makes me smile because of the happy colors. So you definitely want to check out Amy's pieces, and she does beautiful work. She's a beautiful person, and support her as well. So let's move on to another local vendor. She also lives on the west side. Here's a little bit about Debbie.
An item in the shop that gets a lot of attention and a lot of talk is right here on this very table, and that is our hand-turned wine bottle stoppers. Each of the handles are hand-turned by a local right here in West End on the west side. They're hand-turned and assembled, but what really gets the attention is not only the beauty of the handles themselves. We've got them in various colors as well as standard wood, but it also doubles not only as a wine stopper, but also as the corkscrew itself. So it's two items in one beautiful piece. The weight of these is fantastic. When you hold this in your hand, you know you're holding something of quality, something that's well made, and something that will last. They're priced great at $30 each, which is a steal for when you hold them, you'll understand. And also the time or has that vision of thinking things through. There might be some gaps or some overlaps, but these just are so smooth transitioned from that metal tip into the center handle itself. Very nice feel to the hand as well. Nice and smooth, nicely finished. Great gift item. Come check them out.
So up close and personal, this is one of Debbie Cheney's beautiful wine stoppers. So she hand turns the blanks, and as I said in the video, she does a really nice job at making sure that she pays really close attention to detail and making sure that that fitment with that metal tip, the handle, and into that centerpiece all are nice and smooth and pretty. Gorgeous, gorgeous pieces. We have these available in several different colors as well as wood, but they are a 2-in-1. So we've got the wine stopper. This twists off, and you've got the corkscrew inside. And as Randy and I were saying, you know, you've got a nice quality piece by the way things fit together. And just, if you're local, pick one of these up. Feel the weight in your hand. You untwist this, just see the quality of the piece that this is. She does a very, very nice job with that, and has done a great job with attention to detail and picking the materials that she uses to assemble together to create a great piece. We've had a lot of people pick these up as gift items. All right, moving on to another local vendor. This one I happened to meet before the farm was in function. Check this out.
Magnolia Lane Farms, a local farm here in West End, owned by a great family. The Kuntz family, they have bees, honey, and what we have in this shop from them is their famous lavender sachets. People love these. So many great uses with the sachet. This is lavender grown on Gary's farm, and it's Provence lavender. They grow it, dry it, bundle it in these pretty little sachets. They smell oh so great if you love lavender. If they lose their scent a little bit, you just give them a little squeeze to release the scent, and voila, it's refreshed. These last a long, long time. They're only $6.99 each, and great little thing to toss in your drawers of your clothing, or you can place it in your pillowcase. Lavender is great for soothing and helping you sleep. So tossing a sachet in your pillowcase so it's on the underside so you're not laying on a lump, but that smell, that lavender scent comes through the pillow, through the case, and it has that nice calming effect while you sleep. You can scatter them about your house as well if you'd like, just to freshen things up. But great little gift item to toss in a stocking, or to throw in as a welcome gift to a friend, a housewarming gift. Provence lavender, grown right here and harvested right here in West End.
So our lavender sachets from Magnolia Lane Farms. Gary Kuntz and his wife run the farm, and we happened to meet them when they were building their home that is on the property of the farm. Now they've got bees, they grow the lavender, they have blueberries, they have all kinds of things going on. He does a bird rescue. Great guy. And he and his wife assemble these lavender sachets. So the lavender is grown here in West End by Gary and his wife. They harvest it, they dry it, they bundle the sachets. Lavender is great for relaxation. These are perfect to place around your home, to throw one inside your pillowcase, flip it over so it's underneath so you don't feel the lump. And that lavender, the scent of the lavender, gives a calming effect. It does relax the body. They're only $6.99, and these are a great little stocking stuffer for Christmas time, or a great little something to throw in with a gift. Great little item, again, from one of our local vendors. Next up, we have a pair of ladies, two friends who've teamed up and created a business together. Here's a little about varietal art.
One of our great local vendors that we've had in the boutique for quite some time now is Varietal Art with Robin and Jackie. And they do something really interesting. We have their pieces scattered about the showroom, but primarily in the upcycle room. And the reason being is they do something very interesting that's a bit different than any of our other vendors. They take pieces that are used and they repurpose them into pieces of art. So this is a great tray that they've done some paper weaving in and put a nice finish on top of that. We've got a beautiful little dish with some cool paint going on. This would be my favorite out of all the things that they have in the shop right now. They've got various trays, various mirrors, footstools, definitely something to check out. It's two friends that work this art together, and just definitely something that you'd want to stop in the shop to see in person, just to see the detail that they provide to each upcycled piece. Each piece is unique and in various price points as well. They make great gifts.
This is one of my favorite pieces that the Varietal Art team has done. I love the color and the movement of the paint in the center of this little plate. So they have a neat concept where they upcycle items. They purchase items that are lightly used and they recreate them. They give them new life. And so we have, though these are new pieces created by Varietal Art, we have them in our upcycle room as well as scattered about the showroom because of their whole concept of taking something old and making it into something new and beautiful. So we've got little pieces like this that are great as art pieces. We have some of their trays. We have two trays on set tonight. We had a beautiful mirror that they painted. We've sold that. Yay. We've got another one of their mirrors, a little stool, footstool with beautiful sunflowers painted on them. And I believe that was part of my open video. It was on part of my open video tonight if you happen to catch that. But again, one of those where you really want to come and see these pieces in person, to see the depth, to see the movement, and just to see how they've revitalized these older used pieces into something new and beautiful. All right, last but not least, we have one of our tastiest items that are locally grown. Here we go.
One of my local favorites in the shop is actually one of my morning routines, and that is our Southern Gold Bee Farm honey, harvested here in West End, just off of Highway 73. So we have beautiful golden honey. Look at that. Absolutely gorgeous liquid gold, 100% pure, all natural honey. We have them available in two sizes, the pint and the quart, and I love this stuff. I'm an allergy sufferer with airborne allergens like pollen, as well as some other things, dust and dander, but that doesn't help with that. But it does help me with those pollens that are out and about drifting through the air. It helps so much with that. I take a tablespoon of the honey in the morning, either just eat the spoonful raw or drizzle it over my oatmeal in the morning, and it helps so much. We also give it to the dog. We give the dog a teaspoon of honey and it helps her with her skin. So great tasting. I don't know if you've tasted the difference between what you can purchase at the grocery store and something that's locally harvested. I highly recommend giving it a try. There is definitely a difference in taste. This has way more flavor than some of the things that are passed off as honey at the grocery store. So many natural benefits, not just for allergies. There's also a facial mask that I do with a combination of channel, just so you have that for your information as well. But so many great benefits to this. This flies off the shelves. We have a hard time keeping the honey in stock, and we are currently stocked in both sizes, and I recommend you pick up a jar, whether it be for yourself or for a friend.
So my favorite, I love this honey Randy was looking at this and he's like, what is that? Like a $30, $40 jar of honey? $24.95. And you said, he said,
That's cheap.
that's a great price.
It is.
Yes.
May have to get some.
Yeah. So I eat this by the tablespoonful for my allergies and because, well, it just tastes really good. We give it to the dog for her allergies.
You know what? I stopped giving it to the dog last time we ran low at the house, and I've noticed that her rash has come back on her skin. Dogs are little; they're like low to the ground, where all the allergens are in the pine straw and the grass. And so your dog starts running around in the yard. You think you can't breathe because your nose is up here 5 feet away. That dog's right in it.
She
and
comes inside and instantly rubs her nose on her bed because
Yeah.
her nose is itchy.
Yep.
So, yeah. But look at that, liquid gold. So if it starts to crystallize on you, he recommends just to put it out in the sunshine
Yeah.
or to put it in
Clears right up.
warm water and it clears right up
Yep.
again. The crystallization goes away. We have it available in 2 sizes. This one's $14.95. This one's $24.95. Trish, you need to take this one out of inventory because I'm taking it home. I'm out.
Yay, Jay's getting more honey.
Jade and Jen are getting more honey. So I've got my boys with me, and we're here to say thank you so much for watching tonight.
Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Have
Randy,
a good night.
thanks for being on tonight. We
I
really
enjoyed it.
appreciate it. James, thank you for being a guinea pig.
Table turned out great.
Yeah, watching you guys fuss at James about the drips, it was just,
Yeah, welcome to
I
my
was
world.
enjoying it.
We're entertaining
Yeah.
on and off camera.
One thing about your honey.
Yes.
Set it out, if it crystallizes, set it out in the sun while you bake a fresh pan of biscuits. Then it should be.
Put the honey on it.
Yeah, exactly.
There you
Oh,
go.
I like the way you think.
I hadn't had any good biscuits in a while. I need some.
Gotta get to it.
I'll do it.
Thank you, Regina. She says, love that you're supporting local,
Thank
and
you,
we
Regina.
all locals love supporting Barrons. Thank you.
Thank you,
Cool.
Regina. And really, really quickly, these are made by a gentleman who lives in Western North Carolina. Sent me a complimentary pair of a couple of earrings to try because he would like to sell. He found us online,
Yep.
and he would like to sell his product in our shop.
So we have another
I
vendor coming
test
in.
worn them, and we've got a new vendor coming in.
Yeah.
So
Pretty
there you
excited.
go. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching.
Good night.
Bye.